Hi everybody, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and today I want to talk about my favorite juice. We call it ABC juice. Pretty simple really. It's apple, beet, and celery juice. And I think it's really a special combination. I've been using it for decades to increase bile flow. Those three vegetables, beets, apples, and celery, and fruits, are cholagogues. And cholagogues mean they increase bile flow, which is really important. And I know that a lot of folks might say, oh, well, I already do celery juice and that's really all I really need. You got to be careful when you alkalize in an overly aggressive way. I know the medical median came in and told everybody they should drink a lot of celery juice, and there's a lot of benefits to celery, no doubt about it. It's alkalizing and moves your lymphatic system. There's a lot of great benefits. But when you alkalize the body to such an extreme, you can deplete the body. And I can tell you, I've seen so many alkalizing, cleansing casualties in my practice that you have to be careful. It's the winter now. It's the time where we want to build the body up. Everything outside is brown. The foods are brown. The acidic foods are more in season this time of the year, where the alkaline foods are more in season in the spring and the summer, where you want to help move the impurities through the body. But in the winter, you want to rebuild, store, insulate, and this is the nature of. So we have apples, which are fall harvested, even though and they will last well into the winter. Beets, clearly a root, will last into the winter. Celery will provide you with a little bit of benefit, but the combination of the three are just phenomenal because they're all cholagogues. And why are cholagogues so important? Well, because in our culture, the number one abdominal surgery in America today, elective abdominal surgery, is getting your gallbladder removed, okay? We have an issue, an epidemic issue with gallbladder problems. Now, your gallbladder is a sac of bile that stores bile for a major fatty meal to the tune of 15 to 20 times concentrated bile than the bile that's made in your liver. So your liver makes the bile, dumps it into your gallbladder, and it stores there in case you were eating a massive amount of fat. Now, our ancestors, who were hunters and gatherers and ate the brains of woolly mammoths and intestines of all these animals in one sitting because the fats would go bad very quickly, we have evolved to have a gallbladder that can handle a massive amount of fat in one sitting. Our diet today, after the low-fat, craze that's been through, we still have a minimal fat diet unless you're a ketogenic eater, which is sort of the pendulum swinging to the extreme other side from the low-fat to the high-fat diet, as opposed to just getting it right and getting it into the balance, which is a seasonal way of understanding that. But the point is that when you eat a lot of fats, that will force the gallbladder to contract, and you'll get rid of all that bile. And if you have a lot of fiber in your diet, hunter-gatherers had about 100 grams of fiber in their diet per day, the average American 25, so they had 4 times as much, maybe 5 even, for most people, as much fiber in their diet than we do today. And what fiber does is it takes the bile, and it attaches to the bile when the bile goes from your liver and your gallbladder into your small intestine when you eat some fat. And think of the bile like a Pac-Man, gobbling up toxins in your liver and gobbling up toxins and cleaning and scrubbing your villi in your intestinal tract. And if you have a good amount of fiber in your diet, then that bile will attach to the fiber, and the fiber will take the bile to the toilet with toxins in tow. But if you don't have enough fiber in your diet, which most people don't, up to 94% of that bile will get reabsorbed, toxins in tow, back to your liver. Dump all the toxins back in your liver, into your blood, be stored in your fat, your brain, other places, which is what happens. And the bile this is all a medical fact, this comes from a medical physiology textbook, that bile, if you don't have enough fiber, will be reused 17 times, taking the toxins and dumping it back into your liver and reusing that bile 17 times before it's finally flushed out. Which means we're washing our dishes in the same dirty dishwater for 17 days in a row. You could think of it like that. This was a survival thing. If we didn't eat, we could reuse the bile and keep emulsifying and delivering fat the best we could. But if you're eating a lot and you're you're exposed to a lot of toxins, you're reabsorbing all these toxins throughout the day in and day out because you don't have enough fiber in your diet, you've got a problem. In addition to that, it gets worse. The oils that we eat today that they put in crackers and breads and all types of packaged foods are the bleach, boiled, deodorized oils, the vegetable oils that are so highly processed there's nothing in them that a bug would eat, which is why your bread never goes bad anymore on the counter, because there's oil in it that the bugs won't eat. And when you eat that bread with the oil in it, the bugs won't eat the oil in your gut either. And by the way, bugs, your microbes, eat oil. That's what they eat. On your skin, it's sebum. Inside your gut, it's butyric acid. These are fatty acids. And if you have the wrong oil in there, the bugs won't eat. All the bad oils, like all the grease, goes to the greasy organ, which is your liver. And it can congest your liver and your gallbladder. And it's called bile sludge. And you don't even have to have gallstones or even a diagnosed condition of liver concerns. A lot of folks just have bile sludge, which is rarely diagnosed, but it's a medical term. It's a real thing. And when the bile is not moving, when the liver is not able to move the bile, or the gallbladder is congested with sludge and it can't move the bile out more freely, you end up with issues. Your bile, sluggish bile, means I don't have the bile to make my bowels go. Bile regulates your bowel function. Constipation, even loose stools, can be caused by an alteration of your liver and your gallbladder. Bile is a buffer for the acid in your stomach. You don't have a good bile, good amount of buffer for the stomach acid. Your stomach will eventually just stop making the acid, or it'll just hold on to the acid to give you heartburn, right? These are things a lot of people have, right? So understanding that the bad fats and low fiber are the two things that have screwed us up in a major way, causing the #1 elective surgery in America to be gallbladder removal surgery. That's an issue. So feeding yourself with cholagogues is not a bad idea. And beets, apples, and celery, our ABC juice is the perfect solution, and it helps you get your regular bowel movements. It'll flush your liver, clean out your liver, and do all the things that we really wanted to do, which is to keep that liver healthy and happy. Because when you go to a restaurant, or even takeout these days, the oils that they use in restaurants is never high quality oil. They rarely use olive oil, and they always use the cheapest stuff they can get, even the good restaurants. So even when you go to a restaurant, other than you're not eating packaged foods, you probably eat really healthy. The restaurant food is laced with oils that are probably indigestible, are going to end up in your liver, congesting your liver, causing bile sludge. No bile, no poop, no bile, no stomach acid, no stomach acid. You won't break down your fats or your proteins as well. They go undigested into your intestinal tract, unbroken down, wheat being one of the big ones, dairy being another big one, or any fats for that matter. They need bile to be emulsified. And they're too big now to get into your blood. So where do they go? They go through the intestinal skin, into the garbage can, into your lymphatic system, and they can start to congest your lymph, which gives you extra weight around your belly. That's hard science. They make you tired, make you tired, sluggish, lethargic. They can create brain fog, skin rashes, irritation, allergies, hypersensitivity reactions, fatigue. The list just goes on and on. Read my free ebook on the miracle of the lymph to understand what the lymph can actually do. But that's how it happens. It happens because the upper digestion breaks down, primarily in our culture because of the highly processed oils and a diet that doesn't have the right amount of fiber. So one of the ways you can mitigate that is with cholagogues. And I have an ebook called the Safe Liver Cleansing ebook. Again, it's all free. And there's a list of cholagogues you want more. I've written a bunch of articles on gallbladder and bile. Just type that into my website at lifespa.com. And you get all the articles and tons more information about liver and gallbladder health. But it's the kingpin of digestive health. So it's really critically important. So apples and beets and celery, all you really do with them are you take a small apple, a small beet, and a celery stick, put it in a blender, add a little water, blend it up, and you're ready to go. If raw blending is a little bit harsh for you, you can juice them if you like. That's fine too. And if that still isn't your style, then you can put them in a pot and steam them, and then blend them and make them into a soup. It makes a great soup as well. So you can make it that way. About 6 to 8 ounces per day is all you really need to give you that gallbladder cleansing bile cholagogue effect to keep that bile moving. I gotta tell you that the liver and the bile health is so important for digestive health and your ability to detoxify, because your digestive organs and your detox organs are the same. And your liver is the kingpin of that process. And if that breaks down, your lymph system, which is the largest circulatory system of your body, that will become congested, and that is where the problems and the symptoms arise from a congested lymphatic system. So you got to look at both the detox systems, your liver and lymph, and your gallbladder and your bile flow is key for that. And even if you don't have a gallbladder, you may start to play with the right amount, the right dose, smaller dose of course, of these cholagogues to give you a little bit more movement of that bile from your liver directly into your small intestine. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Please check out this article on the ABC juice, apple, beet, celery juice each day for a healthy liver, gallbladder, and really optimal digestion.